Hello, it's Andy Ballingall here again. In what is turning out to be an exciting series of videos. I had no idea when I started this that this would develop so quickly. So here I'm today going to cover another topic which is to do with videography, the filming of things with a video camera. And today's topic is very exciting. It's about presentation, and when you're filming somebody, it's really quite important to make sure that they look presentable, that they're obviously breathing and alive. Smell doesn't matter so much, but any secondary visual clues as to the odour coming off the person are probably not welcome. And one thing I've realised in looking at my previous videos is that if you just sit down in front of a camera looking like you got out of bed, which is sort of how I do look because I've got no makeup on, I've got the odd spot. We've covered the wrinkles, we won't mention those, there's not really much I can do about that apart from fill them in, which I've obviously tried my best at. I was moisturising for about 3 hours this morning. It really is better if you can sort of dress up and maybe comb your hair. I don't quite have enough hair to comb. I'm playing around with a new look because, as I said, don't mention that I'm 50 years old, and so I thought, well, last week when it was incredibly sunny outside, I thought, well, I'm going to get a very summery haircut. So there we have. I've got a very summery haircut, but it's very short, and it means I can't really comb it. I can't give myself a nice side parting, which I think we can all agree is the ideal haircut when presenting something like this. So there we go. So presentation is very important. Tips, I would say, if you can avoid having the label sticking out of your t-shirt, which I think I've managed to get that. Yep, that's in. That's always a good sign. If the t-shirt's label is in, that's quite a professional touch. The first of many I hope to develop over the years. What else can I say? I'm just going to review myself in the screen. Yeah, I think it looks like I forgot to shave. And again, it does look like that, but it was on purpose because part of my 50-year-old look is I thought I would move all my hair down from on my head to the chin area. One of the strange things about being 50 is that I've managed to get to this age and I still can't really grow a beard. And not only that, when I was looking online for haircut ideas, the whole internet seems to be full of incredibly bearded 21-year-olds. And when I was 21, I think I only had about 3 hairs. I would have looked a little bit like one of those Play-Doh dolls with putty coming out of their chins, I think. So I guess that probably is how I look now, but just obviously with the aforementioned wrinkles. So maybe I could have done something to make it look like this was on purpose, maybe trimmed a bit at the bottom, or maybe waited 6 months until I could have enough length that I could perhaps sort of glue it all together and make it look more bushy than it otherwise would be. I certainly wouldn't want it just trailing down like a limp set of, I don't know, something medical. I don't want to go there. I'm not going to go there. It's too early in the series for descriptive medical terms, really, isn't it? So there we have it. So although I've got my label tucked into my t-shirt, which is good, I haven't shaved. I haven't combed my hair with a side parting, which is the ideal haircut for this sort of thing. And I have trimmed my nostril hairs, which I'm sure you're very, very glad of. And I think I'm not too bad on the ear department as well, because when you get to 50 you have to just check these things, because if you don't, you just find one day you look in the mirror and there's an entire forest of hair sticking out of your ears. Which can be very alarming to anybody who's nearby, and the sound of people having serious accidents as their chins hit the wash basin in the gents. It's something that you don't really want on your conscience. So that's just another tip. Label of t-shirt, trim the nose hair and ear hairs, and any other hairs which seem to be coming from parts of the body which they shouldn't be, which I think you'll probably know by now that with older people the hair tends to spread from where it should be to where it shouldn't be. That's the general rule. I think maybe if people get to a certain age, it probably keeps moving until it actually all ends up in the right place again. But I don't think anyone's got to that age to test out that hypothesis. But I don't expect I will manage to get that far either. I think if I get to 100, that's going to be really awful, isn't it? Unless the reverse aging pill is invented. And if that were invented, then suddenly we would have a lot of people on the planet, because we're really relying on old people, not like me, because I'm not that old. I was in hospital recently and somebody described me as young, which, comparatively speaking, I am young because I'm not 80 years old. So all those people who are 80 years old, we need to give them a round of applause, because they'll soon be making way for the younger people by ceasing to exist. And obviously the reverse aging pill, which I just mentioned, would probably throw a little spanner in the works there, unless it was only available to me. And I don't know if I can deal with that world just yet, but perhaps we'll come back to that in a future content-free episode. I think I've come to the end of what I wanted to talk about, which is nothing, and I just hope that you can tune in next time. So, goodbye.